Hi, this is Kumaran. Our next topic in microprocessor series, multiprocessor configuration. As the name suggests here, multiple processor in the system are needed. Some applications like a floating point calculation, we need to connect additional processor with the system. Likewise, many applications we need to connect multiple processor in the system to get our application done. So for in that case, we are going for a multi-processor in a single system with the 86 microprocessor. Because in the series we are discussing on 86 processor alone. So that's why the next topic in this multi-processor configuration. Let's move on to the content today. Multi-processor configuration means a single task is carried out by different processors. It may be based on the requirement, whatever you are looking in the diagram, a single task which is to be transmitted from source to the destination, that is transmitted by more than one processor in the system. So this is the source. There are multiple paths. It will reach the sink anyway. So that's the area here. If not possible by using a single processor, that's why we are going for more than one processor in the system. What are the multi-processor configurations are available in 86 microprocessor? The first one is a co-processor concept. Co-processor means the 87. It is a numeric processor which will find out, it will perform that floating point calculations. Floating point arithmetics are possible because when we want to perform floating point calculations, the 86 processor, it's not possible because 86 is designed only for integer calculations with the help of binary. So whenever we want to, suppose we want to find out area of a circle 2 pi r, the pi value, r value, and all it is in decimal point, that to be calculated with the help of 86 processor. That's where the co-processor is very useful. The next category is closely coupled and loosely coupled. These two are connecting methods. Even though we are connecting a co-processor with the microprocessor, how the co-processor is will be connected with the microprocessor. Because in a system, the memory I/O devices are common for both the 86 processor as well as the co-processor. So how both the processor will share the common connected resources. So there should not be any confusion between two processor, which one has to access the memory right now, because only one processor can access memory at a time or I/O at a time to access the instructions on the memory. That's where the closely coupled, loosely coupled, these two are the connection methods, actually hardware connection methods, how we are going to connect microprocessor with the coprocessor. That's what I will deal about. I will discuss one by one. First we'll move on to the coprocessor. Coprocessor, as I said, it is a processor which will perform floating point calculations. So the diagram, look at this, it looks clumsy, but the maximum mode configuration, we need these basic peripherals. Then only the system will be built and the system will be operated. That's why the 8284 clock generator, 8282 latch, 8286 transceiver, all these devices are common for any minimum mode or maximum mode. Whenever we are using 86, these three peripherals are mandatory. We have to connect with the system, then only we can connect memory, I/O devices, clock source through the crystal. Everything is possible. So these three are common for even in minimum mode also, but here it is maximum mode. That's where the bus controller plays a major role to allocate the bus, system bus, to the either it is a microprocessor or coprocessor, which one has to access. That control is based on 8288 bus controller. First of all, the multiprocessor configuration is maximum mode of operation of 86 microprocessor. So there is a pin mn/mx bar. Here always we will connect 0 for maximum mode, 1 for minimum mode. So already we discussed the minimum mode. In maximum mode, always we will use ground to connect this pin. Then the IC will work as a multiprocessor mode. The connection between microprocessor and the coprocessor, there is a connection test signal on microprocessor that is connected with the 87 busy signal. Then the Q status, QS0, QS to 1 actually. So 0, 1, these two signals are connected with the 87 coprocessor. So both are the same signals. Then we have a request and grant. Request grant signals. So it will request the bus request, bus grant. That will be done by this signal. How the 86 and 87 will perform in this? Let us start here. There will be memory. So after this here the 8286, the data bus and address bus are connected to a common memory which will hold the program for 86 as well as 87. Both will be in a single memory location in a sequence actually. There is no separate memory location also. As a single program, it consists of instructions for 86 then instructions for 87 both. So whenever we connect such a way in the system, the Q status continuously read by the 87. So that is the key here. Even the bus controller also read these status signals from the microprocessor. So these Q status and status signals will give you that insight what the 86 doing currently, whether it is executing any instructions in the system or it is being idle. So if the 86 is being idle, then the coprocessor has to take control over the bus. It has to execute their instruction in the system. That's what the common criteria here between 86 processor and coprocessor. So whenever the Q status, suppose the Q status states that it is idle, the processor is not doing any instruction at all. So then the 87 will take the control over the bus. It will execute copy the instructions from memory through address and data buses, and it will decode, execute. By the time it will enable the busy signal here for the intimation to the 86. So 86 will receive the test signal. If the signal is not enabled, then it will be idle until the 87 completes its instruction from memory execution, because the same bus will be used by both 86 as well as the 87. That's where the resource sharing mechanism what we are including in this. So that's what the basic functionality here involves in this coprocessor configuration. Let's discuss everything in process as a simple how it is accessing. 86, 88 will be executing instructions from the memory. There is an instruction called escape, ESC. So that escape instruction will wake up that coprocessor. So escape instruction is not belongs to the 86 processor, the instruction belongs to the coprocessor. So this signal is given to this the coprocessor will monitor this whether escape is there or not. For every 86 instruction execution, the coprocessor will monitor that escape. If escape signal is escape instruction as written by the programmer, then the 87 will wake up. It will fetch the next instruction from the escape. So it will execute all the instructions in this. Then it will disable that active the test pin also through that hardware connection. Deactivate the test pin. So the 87 will execute all its instructions. If it completes all its instruction, again it will enable this test pin again. It will activate the test pin. Then the microprocessor will wake up. It will execute their instruction afterwards. So till that the microprocessor will be idle in this, because only one processor can execute instructions from a common memory and common IO devices. That's what the process. So once again I repeating the 86 executing instructions from memory. Every instruction the 87 is monitoring continuously. If the 87 finds any escape, then the 87 will take over control over the bus and memory. It will execute further instructions, which instructions belongs to the 87. It will complete while executing the instruction, it will deactivate the test pin to intimate that the instructions are for 87, the 86 should be idle. So after the completion of all its instruction, it will again activate the test pin by making it a 0 again. So then the 86 will wake up, it will continue its execution from the common memory and IO devices. That's what the coprocessor functionality. So let's move on to the methods, closely coupled and loosely coupled. How the coprocessor is connected in the microprocessor. Even not only the coprocessor, it may be an independent processor also. So we have 86 in the system, that is mandatory. That's what we are learning in this. 86 microprocessor will be there. Then the another processor, that may be a coprocessor or independent processor also. So both are connected such a way. Both buses are connected, given to the control bus logic, a bus control logic which will be allocating the bus, the system bus, either it is 86 or the coprocessor, because only one processor can execute the instruction from memory referring the IO devices. So this control logic will decide which processor will refer the memory at current time. So which IO devices will be accessed by either 86 or coprocessor. So that's what the bus control logic plays an important role in this. See, a common clock is given to both the devices, a common memory, common IO devices connected in the system bus. System bus is connected with both the processor through a bus control logic. So we need to find a bus control logic, efficient bus control logic to allocate the system bus effectively for both the 86 as well as coprocessor. This is called closely coupled. There is no individual memory or IO for every processor. It is closely coupled. Sometimes we will call it tightly coupled also. So that's what, because it is common memory and IO. There is no dedicated or isolated IO for IO and memory for in every configuration, every processor it seems. The next one is a loosely coupled configuration. Look at this loosely coupled configuration. Loosely coupled configuration means we are connecting multiple coprocessor system, multiple closely coupled systems in a single function, or single configuration, in a single board actually. So we have a global memory which is called a system memory or a global IO devices. So we have it. Then for every configuration, either it may be 86 local bus controller, local IO system, system bus logic. So this is the one kind of coprocessor configuration. So this is the local processor. 86 is able to execute memory from the local memory, local IO devices, as well as it can execute program from system memory with the help of system IO. So both the options are open here. A processor can execute instruction from local IO and memory and the system IO and memory as a global. So here see one of the system here, closely coupled multiprocessor configuration also we can connect in this. So that closely coupled configuration will have a local memory and local IO. See, this entire thing is called, that's what we are seen previously, which is closely coupled configuration. So multiple number of closely coupled configurations we can connect in the system. Here also we need a system bus control logic, because the processor, which processor has to access the global memory, global IO. So for that there is a system bus control logic in every coprocessor system, every closely coupled system. Then we have a local bus control logic also, because in this, within this this block we may have 86 as well as 87, 89, multiple processor may be connected within this block itself. So here the 86 and 87 both can access local memory, local IO at the same time. Both can access global memory and global IO. That's what a loosely coupled. Here the loosely coupled means you can extend this one more block by extending the bus. It is very simple actually. So you can connect multiple coprocessor system in this to build a complicated system, which means more number of processors in a system to execute instructions very effectively. That's what loosely coupled configuration in this. That's what once again I summarize. In this, we have multiprocessor configuration. We have coprocessor. Coprocessor means the additional processor with the 86 to complete one application instruction. That coprocessor may be connected through closely coupled and loosely coupled. These two are the connecting methods. That's what I wanted to say in this. Thank you for your listening. If you have any doubts and clarification, you can comment on this video. I will clarify later. Thank you.